question that goes out to CK Blessed. CK Blessed. And this question was gotten to last week, but didn't quite get to it. And her question is will her relationship take a turn for the better? They've been together for 12 years. Will their relationship take a turn for the better after 12 years? All right. So this is where we're going to start at this point. One of the cards already popped out. Well, Blessed 808. Interesting. If I were to really to look at this, I would think that you're in a transitory state right now. You've been together with him for 12 years. It's a possibility that your relationship will take a turn from the better, but what I'm seeing here is I'm seeing an ending and a moving to a different place. And what it could just mean is that you will be with him for longer, but after a transformation has taken effect, a transformation. Yes, Rand, you may have a reading. Once you put your question in the chat, and I will be with you right next. So, in order for this relationship to work, Blessed, for it to take a turn for the better, something bold needs to happen, and that bold action will trigger a transformative experience which will move you into a brand new place. So you'll be moving across these waters, and on the other side is a new chapter of your relationship. And so, but what will stand in your way is this emotional immaturity. So someone in the relationship is too childlike and self-centered and emotionally immature, and that's kind of what is standing in the way of you two having a better relationship. Does that make any sense for you, CK Blessed? A transition needs to happen for it to take a turn for the better, but what stands in the way is this childishness, a child self-centeredness or immaturity. All right. If you have any further questions, please ask them. And I think I want to take a look at that energy level of this. What did I say about the life path 4? The life path 5, actually. I'd forgotten already. Life path 5 meaning that it means that you are seeking freedom here. That in your journey you're seeking freedom and adventure. And we're looking at numerically what we have going on here is 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 29, 31. So what you're looking at is that of stability or increasing stability, of needing increasing stability. And then you're looking at a down number of 2, of imbalance. So on one level, you need stability here, but on another level, everything is imbalanced, out of balance. It's out of whack. I hope that worked. I know it's been a week since I last did any readings. But okay, let's go on to the next person. The next person. What have we got here for our next person? For Ren. All right, so let's go put our list together then. So we have Ren. I got to use the right side of the pin. We have Ren. And we have Nilroy. Five 25 2026. The reading energy level today is 4, and you're a pretty lady. Pretty lady? Thank you for subscribing to the channel, and for everybody out there who are watching in. There's 19 people looking in right now. I'll have you if you can all push the like button. If you can just push the like button and then move on to the next channel, that's fine. But we can push this thing out a little bit further. And so for Ren, it is, what are Grace's current emotions toward Ren? Oh, so you had a falling out. So you're not together. So are you together, Ren? So I got it. You're not together. But this is a person who you like, but you're not with them. That's what it sounds like. So we got 4 likes now. Let's go to Nilroy. So what we have is SATARU, Sat loves UVIC, SOUVIC. Does VIC like SAT? Okay, that's what that question looks like. Let's see, what other questions do we have? Hello, Pearl James. Welcome. Welcome, Pearl. So you can see your friend. Oh, Pearl, it was a temporary thing, so I bit on something hard, and it caused a lot of pain in my mouth, but I'm having the tooth pulled out next week. I am. What's going on with this? Yeah. Just getting old. So you're not speaking. So not together, and it is a non-speaking relationship. Okay. So you're not really together. You're not together, but you still like that. Your question is about Pretty Lady? Okay. So your question is for Pretty Lady. So for all you guys, if you can just hang out while I'm going through these questions, um, and I'll be with all y'all as soon as possible. Pretty Lady and so what does I don't do astrology, so I apologize for not knowing anything about as far as astrology is concerned. I'm kind of a dummy. I don't really know anything about zodiac signs or anything. So I'm not. I know a little bit about numerology, but zero about astrology. So when you put Aries in there, I'm an Aries, but that kind of information doesn't mean anything to me. I apologize for that. What does my guy friend think of me? Think of me. All right. So we're gonna go to Ren because Ren is next. So is it okay, Pretty Lady, that I don't know anything about astrology? So Ren, your lady friend checks in on you. How does the lady friend check in on you? Is that how does that happen? So you want to know what's going on with this relationship. So I think we'll just use an oracle deck for this. Not that one and not this one. Come down here. We'll go. What is the vibe here? What's going on? What is going on here? So your next door neighbors. I got you. So how long have you been, Ren? So how long have you been not together? How long has this relationship been not? How long have you been not together? Welcome, Sloan from South Africa. How long have you been not together? So you've been estranged for 3 weeks. All right, that's not too long, but it probably feels like a long time to you. 3 weeks can go by really fast. Well, you know what? We have a card that just popped out. Yes, you may just put it. Write down your question, and I will get to you. You're number 4 right now, Sloan. I'm gonna be on with Ren right in a second. So ask your question, and please hang out. Hang out, and I will be with you as soon as I possibly can. 313. Please ask your question, and I'll write your question down. I wanna get the question going on here. Well, okay, I'm just gonna pause, put your question in all caps, and I'll get with you as soon as I finish with Ren. Okay, Ren. All right. Okay, Ren, I want you to, you know, blessed. I actually, I wrote your rewind the video all the way to the beginning. Rewind the video to the beginning. CK Blessed. And I started with your question. So welcome, CK Blessed. Just rewind the video to the beginning to get your answer. I think that okay, Ren. Now this card just popped out. It may mean something. So Ren, I want you to tell me when I need to stop shuffling. When do I need to stop shuffling, Ren? When do I need to stop shuffling? So, whenever you feel like these are your... Okay, there we go. So what we got going on now, this popped out. It may or may not pertain to you, lust or greed, or that there's some inconsiderateness going on, and I'm going to just stick that right over there. But as far as what is kind of going on in this situation is that somebody is really tired, and they're just kind of burned out. Okay, so hang out, Sloan, and I will I'll write your question down in just a moment. So we got a sense of what's going on here is, what are the emotions going on? What are the feelings going on about being burned out, feeling empty, exhausted? But there is a bit of some hope, a feeling of hope, hopeful. Okay, so she's a workaholic. And then you have this masculine energy that's in there. So it's in a sense that she's a workaholic. What is she feeling? Seeking an authority figure in her life, or she is like an authority figure, but there's a hopefulness that things will change. And then we have a sense of just being too busy. So your friend is too busy, and so that's why she's not speaking to you. She's just popping in once in a while. But then this masculine energy thing, that's kind of an interesting thing. That maybe it's just that with her as a workaholic, that she puts out this type of energy, like she's aloof, that she doesn't really need anyone. She's a supervisor. Okay. So that's kind of that kind of makes sense then. But then you have this sense of this this optimism, this hope for maybe a hope for that something other than lust could happen. That she's hopeful that maybe, just maybe something other than this, because this came out like that, and I kind of look at it that way. If I'm looking at in this upside down, like maybe it's some kind of a delayed, a blockedness, some kind of a lust issue that's going on. Lust. But I don't know. This may not apply to anything here. But I look at this thing of being hopeful that something different could occur. But it may just be that Grace is really just concerned about things of business and not necessarily things of relationship, or if we look at this lust, it could be about being greedy, about wanting more, wanting more of something, and that wanting more of something doesn't include you. Does that make any sense, friend? I don't know how to interpret this exactly. I mean, this is just, it popped out, it popped out. In a sense, there's this hope, but with all this other stuff, you look at this masculine energy, that this lust, a lust for power, a lust for more can come from that. But at the same time, being completely worn out and empty from just doing nothing but work. Just her desire for more on the career, yes. But then again, sexual lust can mean things too. Is maybe there's somebody else. But then there's this hopefulness. So, okay, I will put your question down in here. Thank you, Melissa. Well, my lady, we have Nilroy next. Nilroy's next. Does that help? Does that help? I think Ren, this is kind of leaving you in a place where you having like no resolution. I think that's what I'm getting from you, Ren, is there you had this break, this 3-week break, and there's no real resolution here. There's no real resolution here. And so you have to look at that sense at the time and just give it more time. So there's no resolution. Okay, all right. Well, anyways, why don't you come back, Ren, and ask the question again the next time I pop on? And so we have I don't want to stay up all night, so did that make sense? Blessed 808, did that help you? So there's two other people that I mean, it's difficult, Ren, is because your neighbors and there's no communication where there was communication. And did you actually go and knock on the door and go and knock on your neighbor's door and go ask? Did you call her up on the phone to find out? So we have Lila and then and then Melissa. So Lila is asking, who is coming toward me in love? Okay, we'll put that one over here. We have Melissa. And Melissa's question is, will I get approved for IVF next year. Okay. All right. And then we have okay. So that did make sense, and that there's this death in your relationship. It needs to have something that you're being to move on and to move on from that. So let's go to Sloane's question before it gets lost in here. So we're visiting business. Okay, will new business venture actually will an old business venture work out this time? Okay, all right. All right, let's go to Milroy. I don't know if Milroy is still here. So this is the list. This is the list. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people in the list. Okay? All right. I'm going to move on. And so, Ren, just, hang out. But I think what you can do, Ren, if you're still there, is you don't want to be annoying, but, maybe leave something special at their front door. Leave something special at Grace's front door, to know that you still appreciate her, like, I don't know, like a box of candy, like, she likes candy and some chocolates. I mean, if she's diabetic, I wouldn't do that, but, something that's relatively, some kind of a low carbohydrate snacky food, just in case the person is diabetic. You don't want to, like, leave them something that's going to jack their blood sugar up sky high. Because if they're, like, worried about those kinds of things. Thank you, pretty lady. Yes, everybody got to like the video. All right, let's go move on to Nilroy. This is a 4 energy day. Mother Mary, Nilroy has a question. She loves Vic, but does not know if Vic likes Satura. So does Vic like Saturn? I'm sorry I'm not pronouncing the names right. Forgive me for butchering names. I apologize. Oh, I see. So you're asking about other people. So, Nilroy, you're asking about other people. You're not asking for yourself. So, female, male. So, does Vic like that? Okay, so, Sat. Okay. All right, no worry. I don't know if this is going to really give you, because this question is not really about you. It may not really give you adequate information here. Okay? So just be warned. Oh, so you're Sovic. Okay. All right. So this is about you. Does So then I guess I'm really kind of confused about your question. Oh, I got it. I got it backwards. I got it backwards. Okay, so okay. All right, let me rewrite it. This before we do anything else. Is you want to know is does like me? Okay, why don't we just do it this way? So Mother Mary, Nilroy wants to know if Satarupa likes Satarupa likes her. No, likes him. Does Satarupa like have romantic feelings towards Nilroy? Does does this person like Nilroy? Does this person like Nilroy? You're using your channel name. Okay? So for your channel name, why don't you tell me when to stop shuffling? We're doing a 3-card yes, no. Does this person like this other person? Does this person like this other person? So I apologize for being confused about the names in the question. So just tell me when to stop shuffling. No worry, tell me when to stop shuffling. When do you feel like I've shuffled the cards enough? Anytime you feel like I've shuffled the cards enough, you just tell me stop. Just say stop if you think I've shuffled the cards enough. It's 3-card yes, no. For does sat like Sovic. Does Satarupa like Sovic? Does Satarupa like Sovic? Does Satarupa like Novik? So anytime you feel like I've shuffled enough, you get the sense that, all right, I'm gonna count back from 10, and then that's when this shuffle is over. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We almost had a jumper there. I'm going to cut the deck, and we're going to do C. So it looks like no. You like this person, but chances are There's a possibility that this person doesn't like you at this particular time. It's like it's a lot of work. There's a lot of work that you've been doing in trying to make this person like you. I'm getting this sense that you've been working really hard at it. Thank you, Casey Blessed. I had a dental issue this week. I would have come on earlier, but I have a I'm having this tooth pulled out next week. I'm having a tooth pulled out next week, and but for Milroy, it's like you're pushing really, really hard at this. You're pushing really, really hard at this, and what's and there's a possibility that this person loves you, but it looks like they don't. I mean, and so when you're at this, there's a sense of like weakness and tiredness and being tired, and then there's a sense of defeat. So what I'm getting for this is that I think maybe you need to cut your losses and move on. Well, things go on, and then your teeth, whatever with your teeth go. So that's what I get for you, Nilroy, is that it just looks like this is a whole lot of work, and you're not really getting anything out of it. Cut your losses and move on, and then spend some time relaxing um, and just sort of recovering your energies before you move on to the next person. Okay, I know that's not what you wanted to hear, but maybe you've been expending a lot of energy into this person, and you don't see anything coming out. You really just want to know, but maybe there's just nothing there. So in a sense that it's the end of the line here, and then we have 9, and then it's like it's not moving on to the next stage. Not moving to the next stage. Does that help at all? Does that help? Does that help you at all, Roy? That it looks like maybe not this person, not this time. So what I would do is stop obsessing over this person, stop pining, and just see about that. If you stop pining, maybe they'll like you, but you can't force somebody to like you. All right, I'll put you down there, Lux. Okay, B Lux. Oh, Lux, that's terrible. So you've been together 16 years. 16 years. Is there a future after the miscarriage? After miscarriage? I'm really sorry about you having a loss. So you want her as your wife, but you want to know if there's a future together. I'm going to rewrite this to make it better. It's my handwriting is worse. Is there a future with her? Okay. All right, I'm going to put you down in the list, so please stay here. There's a few people ahead of you. So, pretty lady, you're here. You're next, okay? What does this guy friend think of me? What kind of, what do we got here? You want a wife and a family. And you want to know if maybe you need to cut your losses and move on. Hmm. Oh, so she cheated on you too. Oh. That's a really tough one, Lux. That's really a tough one. So please stay here, Lux, and I have you into the mix, and I will try to go through this as quickly as possible, as quickly as I can. I'm not exactly a fast reader. Guy friend, think of me. I think I'm gonna. No, that's not the right. Prayer life. What do we have here? All right, pretty lady. I'm gonna use this. Before we get to you, Lux, I'm gonna ask you, and we move on to pretty lady. Have you done couples counseling with this person yet? Is that even a possibility, even an affordable possibility? Oh, you have, you had for 2 years. Okay, all right. So, anyways, all right. So, Lex, I have you into the mix, and so, and I'm gonna move on to Pretty Lady because she's been waiting here, and I will be with you as soon as possible, as soon as I possibly can. So, let's start by clearing the air. We're looking at a energy level number 4. I'm using the 4 hole on my harmonica. Mother Mary, Pretty Lady has a question. She has this guy friend, person she's been friend with for years. And she wants to know what he thinks of her. What information can you, what can you reveal? What kind of information can you reveal about Pretty Lady's guy friend? What does her guy friend think? So, Pretty Lady, you can tell me when to stop shuffling. When do I need to stop shuffling? So we're just going to hang out here. I'm going to shuffle until you feel like I've shuffled enough cards. Now some cards jump out. This is an upright only deck, so we'll just be dealing with upright cards. So, pretty lady, whenever you think I should stop shuffling, I will stop shuffling. Welcome, Y. So, all right, there we go. I don't get any sense that there's any romantic feelings here. I don't necessarily see that. I don't see that if that's what you're seeking, romance from this. I don't know that you're going to get romance from this, but what you are getting is you're getting strength. You're getting a relationship that is positive, or one where a person recognizes you for who you are and likes that. For a person who sees your strength and that they see that there's a strength in this bond, in this relationship, and that your relationship with him and his with you is one that is hopeful. That this person is somebody that you can lean on. To get through some difficult times, because when you are feeling weak, that person is strong. When they are feeling weak, you are strong for them. And they recognize you. He recognizes you. He sees you as somebody who is very important to him. So you have each other's back. You assumed he liked you, but you never asked. Now, he may have some hope. He may hold out some hope that you like him. But it may not be that at all. It just may be... It may be, pretty lady, that unless you actually ask him, unless you go out and ask him, I would make the assumption that this is a platonic relationship, that you two are like siblings, but you're stronger than siblings because this is the sibling that you chose. And you avoid that subject. You kind of go with the flow. If it could change into something in the future, because sometimes these things do. But at this current time, I don't see anything romantic here. But somebody may be having hope for that, or maybe hope for romance. So he kisses you. Oh. When I say like siblings, I say that your friendship may be more like that of that it may be more like that of siblings, not that you are siblings, but that now he makes so he's the one that contacts you to go out. But does other than kissing you, does he make other gestures? Does he like say, "Oh, he flirts with you"? Well, do you like him? Do you like him that way, pretty lady? So maybe what it is that you have put him in the friend zone and he has hope that something else will come out of that. So you like him, but you don't tell him. So you're kind of afraid that if you do, this good thing that you got going on is just going to evaporate. So you're just going with the flow. So maybe this sense of hope that somebody is hopeful that something will happen. But it's just, at this point in time, it's all just fantasy. So there's that recognition of who you are and who they are. They're just kind of hanging out, being strong for each other, but then somebody's holding on to some hope here. Well, pretty lady, why don't you contact him and see what happens? You're not expecting anything. So I would suggest to you, pretty lady, is that call him up on the phone and ask him out on a walk or whatever it is that you guys usually do. So he contacts you almost daily. Well, you need to go ask him. Go ask him. Go ask him the next time and see what happens. See how he responds. Does he say, "Oh yeah, I'd like to go out something," and maybe yes, you ask and see what happens. Because I think that you might be surprised. Okay, does that help? Because otherwise, without actually communicating these things, you have absolutely no way of knowing what is going on. You can sit there and hope. You can sit there and dream. You can sit there and hope and dream on either side, but until there's that conversation, like, hey, maybe you start out like pretty lady and say, hey, maybe this is what you do, pretty lady. And I'm gonna go on to Sloan. I don't know if Sloan is still here. Pretty lady, say to your guy friend. People do this. People do this stuff all the time. Do you like me? Like me? And then you have a little box here. Check yes or no. Do you like me? Like me? I mean, like something you might do in grade school? Sometimes those grade school questions, they work. They they do. I've known people who've done this before. Slip the person a note. Maybe not this way. Do you want to be friends or do you want to be something else? Maybe that's the question as you ask is are you cool just being friends or do you want to be something else? Do you want to go steady with me? Can we be something else together? Okay. All right. So because you don't really know anything and because you're sitting here in the dark. All right. Thank you very much, pretty lady, and I'm going to move on to Sloan. Today's Memorial Day right now. All right, Sloan. Let's take a pause here. You know, when I do these 4 holes and that 4 or 5 hole, those combination of sounds reminds me of the movie Interview with a Vampire. I don't know. I'm just throwing that. I'm just saying, but that's what it reminds me of. Okay, let's do the 4 holes then. Mother Mary, Sloan here is revisiting an old business venture, and he wants to know if the negotiations will work out this time. Will this old venture turn into a new and prosperous venture? Okay. Okay. All right, Sloan. Tell me when to stop shuffling. I haven't skipped you. I didn't skip you at all. These are the people who were here before. These are the people before you. I haven't skipped you. I will get to you. Okay, I'm right in the middle of Sloan's reading here, so I'm sorry who you wit. Sorry. All right, Sloan. Let me just go back here. I just need to come back into right this moment. Mother Mary, Sloan wants to know about this business venture. The first time they negotiated a contract, it didn't work out very well. They want to know is if will this time be different? Will this time be different? Okay, Sloan. Let me get your Whenever you think I need to stop shuffling. Okay, there we go. So this card popped out on the side. Interesting. It doesn't look like it's going to be all that much different, Sloan. They may have moved on. You may have moved on. It doesn't look. I don't know. I don't think it's going to work out this time. I don't think it's going to work. But you got this sense that this is a sense of completion of the world, but it's sitting on the side. So it's not like, it doesn't look like good news. It's not like you're going to complete something, you're not going to achieve it. It's going to leave you in limbo. So you revisit this thing, and you're moving on to this thing, but it's more like, in the end, I think you're going to just move on to the next thing. And they have a sense of, there's a sense that the energy here, Sloan, is one of, there's some deception going on. There's deception. There's chaos. And overall, this deal is that of infertility. So it's multiple clients. Hap, I'll put you into the list. So in a sense, multiple clients or whatever, with your question, this old venture is not necessarily, it may not be the right time for it, but in a sense that maybe you should just move on to the next one. The next one. So it's multiple clients. This business venture here is, so this particular one that you were asking about, at this particular time, it's not really going to give you the results that you want. And the results that you want is this. This is a fulfillment of success. But it's showing that it's not going to give you that. So it's like in between. So it's like, this is like no success. No success. It's like it's not going to happen. So it's in between this place of, well, it could happen. You could get success, but most likely it's not going to turn out the way you want it to. It's not going to turn out the way you want it. So you're doing it differently by collaborating with other things. So what I'm getting here is you need to watch out. What you got to watch out for is you got to watch out in this thing. What you got to watch out for is any deception or lying that's going on. And so this card here, this energy here, is really all about somebody's hiding something in this thing. And so you gotta be really careful. You gotta be really careful with this thing. With however you're doing things, you gotta be really, really careful, because there's some trickery going on. There's some trickery going on. And so be aware of that. And then if you really feel like somebody's lying to you, you got to back out of this thing. And call out the bullshit if you feel like you're being lied to. You got it? Okay. All right. And so in a sense, Sloan, you're looking at, numerically, you're looking at, it is, in a sense of this as a new beginning, it's stuck. It's stuck. It's not moving anywhere. And then we have this other thing of there's some harmony here, some peace, but it's kind of stuck. It's not moving forward. Okay. All right. Now let's go rewrite. You're welcome. So we have this who wit, and we have a hap. You want to ask your question here before I go on to the next person? S. Lilla, are you still here, S. Lilla? They're probably not, but H, because I'm too slow. Hap Peep? Hap Peep? Hap Peep has a question? Oh, yes. Oh, good. You're still here. I'm glad that you're still here. Hap Peep, please ask your question, but you're down a ways. Yeah. You may ask another question, Blessed 808. Let's go take a ask. So I'm going to put Hap Peep down here, and we're going to put Blessed over here. Thank you for the likes, the love button. So if everybody else can push the love button, that'd be great. So we got the Blessed has another question. Okay, come down in here, and I need to get this one. Where did this question go to? I saw it in here. Who Wit said hi. We have a question. I saw the question here. I don't know what it is now. No, I didn't skip you, but where was the question at? Oh, there it is. Let me write down the question before it disappears. Joe and Deborah. I don't understand what is the truth of Joe and Deborah. I don't understand Taurus and Gemini. What is the truth of... So what's going on there? Okay, I got it. All right, we're going to S. Lilla. So S. Lilla... Okay, so you want to know about reconciling reconnect with Ivan. Does he want to reconnect? Okay, the question is does Ivan want to reconnect? Okay. All right. All right, let's go. Hmm. So is it all in your mind? It's a lot of things. What is with the neighbor and him, or is it all in your your mind? A lot of things are just in your head. Okay, so we're at Estella, and then we're gonna go. I don't know if Melissa's. She's probably not still here. Okay, how will? Or you want to know how will your relationship end? Okay. Hmm. Okay. Difficult questions. So Estella, is coming with me. So you want a love reading. Estella wants a love reading. So are you still here, Estella? You were still here just a second ago. And I would like Estella, you're here. I would like I want you to choose a page number between 3 and between 3 and 104. Give me a page number between 3 and 104. Okay? You find out between 3 and 104 what number comes into your mind. So you get a number between 3 and 104, or simply between 4 and 104. 37. Okay. We're going to go with 37. All right. What is coming towards you in love? We're looking at a love reading. All right, let's go for it here. Mother Mary S. Lilla wants to know about love. And is there love on the horizon? She's chosen the page 37. Speak to us through that page about love. It shall not be a glistening film that covers a wound, but an eyelid that guards the eye. You shall not fold your wings that you may pass through doors, nor bend your heads that they strike not against a ceiling, nor fear to breathe lest walls should crack and fall down. You shall not dwell in tombs made by the dead for the living, and though of magnificence and splendor, your house shall not hold your secret, nor sheltering for longing. For that which is boundless in you abides in the mansion of the sky, whose door is the morning mist, whose windows are the songs and the silences of night. So 37, 3 plus 7 is 10. So it's like the beginning and the end. You chose a number that is like the beginning and the end, a number that is about your creative self-expression and that which you contemplate, what you think about. You shall not fold your wings. Your wings are flying. You are flying free. Then you can pass through these doors. Without striking against the ceiling. You proceed forward without fear. So it's like you're kind of bound in this box. And you want to get out of this box. Spread your wings and fly free. Fly free of this box you are in. Fly free of this box. Bogged down by tombs. Like there's things in your past that are holding you in the place that you're at. You want to go find love. You want to know what is coming in your love life, but you're being held back by the by the by loves of the past that are no longer living in you. They're just like loves that are in their tombs. You are stuck in your house and you long for more. So, Estella, you need to open the door and walk outside. What is there coming towards you in love? If you just stay down on this path that you're at, you're not going to find any love. You're going to be stuck in the tombs that you have, this tomb that has been made by your past loves. Stuck in a box that you can't even unfold your wings all the way. You're flapping your wings in this box and banging your head against the ceiling. The doors are closed, the windows closed. You can't get any fresh air in. So that's what I got for you. Open the door. Open the windows. Try to identify, you need to identify this you shall not dwell in tombs made by the dead for the living. Try to identify what this means in your life. This is the key out of this box. What things of your past have put you in this place where you're in a tomb? You know, you spend some time journaling about your past loves, the things that are keeping you trapped in place. To identify this stuff. And if it's like stuff that's really, really hard to deal with, you can always get a guide to help you. There's no shame in asking for help. It's so easy just to stay in our little boxes, to stay in these little boxes that we make and not be able to accept help from others. A helping hand coming down from the sky to help you. Sometimes you have to ask for help. Maybe a friend, a good friend, somebody that knows you very well, and you can ask about this. Why am I stuck here? Now, maybe you don't want to ask a friend. Sometimes that's a hard question to ask because, you don't, and that it's a hard position to put a friend in because they may not want to be honest with you. They don't want to hurt your feelings. Somebody, if you have anybody in your life who you love and they love you, who that if they just give you the lowdown, the skinny, that you will know at the end of the time that they get done telling you the truth about you, that you will still love them and they will still love you. So sometimes we don't got that in our lives, and sometimes we got to go to a outside professional to get that. Then if it's like going to a therapist or something like that, well, then it's not, you're not, there's no vested interest that you have in that person that'll help you to guide you through that. So there's no like, if you go into a situation where you are, well, Mr. Hunting, no one's given any money here. There's no money changing hand. Mr. Troll, but if we're looking at things, you can think in terms of, you got your heart. Things like this, and how to sometimes what I'm saying is going to an outside person is the most helpful way. Now, I mean, I saw a therapist a few years ago about certain things about, well, because it was being a caregiver and being the anxieties and everything attached to watching a parent decline. Most of the time we were just talking about me and didn't really address those things. I talked with the person for like a year once a month for a year, or maybe it was more like once every other. I don't know. It was like a year, year and a half, and then I decided, I don't need to talk to this person anymore. Maybe I figured things out, maybe I didn't. But sometimes that's talking to somebody and getting help for how do you get out of this funk that you're in. Now, not everybody, one of the ways to do that, journaling is sometimes the best way. Even if you go talk to somebody, you probably have to do a whole lot of work diving into yourself. If they start wanting you to blame somebody else, then you don't really want to talk. You don't want to talk to that person that's gonna that you want to just kind of look to see what these patterns are, how to identify these patterns, the tombs that you've made for yourself, the tombs that keep you trapped in this box. Because just beyond that box, there's the sky. Just beyond that box, there's this beautiful air for you to fly into. A whole new world waits outside this box that you're in. Okay? All right. I hope that helps. I don't know if that's not what you're looking for. I think it. I got a sense that that's not what you were looking for, but maybe it helps you to understand what is going on here in the present. You're welcome. You're welcome. I don't know if Melissa is still here. She probably isn't. Because it's been a good hour since she asked the question. But we will just hit this question really fast because I doubt if she's here. And then we'll go on to B Lux because I know B Lux is I think B Lux is still here. And Melissa's probably not still here. I was just going to give her a second to show up, but okay, you're here. So B Lux, you're here. I'm going to hit this next person next. I don't think they're here, but I'm just going to go and hit this question and do a fast, and then I will be right with you. So this will be a. All right, great. I wanted to make sure that everybody gets their answer, and something that they're looking for, and all right. So where are we at, Mother Mary? We're looking at Melissa here, Mother Mary, and Melissa is. It sounds like she's trying to get pregnant. Melissa's trying to get pregnant. They're try all the different ways, and they need the insurance to approve of the IVF treatment. Otherwise, they won't be able to get pregnant. But maybe nature will bless them with a baby. Maybe nature will bless Melissa with a baby, even though they have tried so hard, and they keep trying and keep trying, and they want to try IVF. Mother Mary, for Melissa, who wants to be a mom. Bring a new soul or an old soul into this world to have that chance. be a mom, to be a parent. To be like you, Mom, Mother Mary. Put this back up here. And if we think about this in a sense of the Zohar, and we pray the El Na Refa Nala about the lack in our world, and we all have a sense of need, a need to be helped, a need for transformation, a need to become who we were created to become. And together, let us say these words, these syllables, these sounds for all of us here that need to be filled with that living water, that living spirit that dwells within, to feel that light, that warmth. That knowing that we are El Na Refa Na La El Na Refa Na La El Na Refa Na La El Na Refa Na La. For Melissa. Melissa wants to know if she will get approved for IVF next year. El Na Refa Na La. It's a 3-card yes no. El Na Refa Na La. 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 El na re fa na la for Melissa. It's not a yes, not a no. This is something your insurance company has to approve. I has energies of financial irresponsibility. So if will they approve it next year? The insurance company, it looks like they don't want to approve it because they don't want to spend the money on it. In a sense that not wanting to put the work into it to make this happen. It's a maybe, M-A-Y-B-E, but then you've been probably looking for a while. So it's kind of, the cycle, it's kind of at the end of it, and you're kind of stuck in the end mode, and then you're popping up again at an end of a cycle. So you're not able to go forward into a new cycle, but you're stuck at the end. That's what I see in this numerically, is that this is what you need, but what you're seeking, it seems as though you're not going to get it. So if you're still there listening, Melissa, you're going to have to make sure that your paperwork is flawless, and your paperwork that you turned in is flawless, that you covered all your bases, that you put the work in. Because if there's any hints of this being sloppy work, they'll reject it. That's what I'm getting here, is this sense of sloppy work. That it might be with the paperwork, I don't know. But this is insurance companies that you're dealing with. Will the insurance companies approve this next year? Almost seems to me, Melissa, that you need to have if you really want this to work, you better have a lawyer fill out the paperwork. It's like, don't leave this to luck. Otherwise, it's not going to happen. Okay, B-Lux. Is there a future with this person? I'm going to go to this one here. I'm going to go, I like this deck. I haven't used it yet today. And what do we have here, B-Lux? Choose a number between 1 and 22 for me, B-Lux. I want a number between 1 and 22. And we are thinking in terms of your Love, 9, okay. Between a number 9 here. So Mother Mary, Belux has been with this woman for 16 years. There's been some infidelity. There's been loss of a pregnancy. There's been a lot of hard things. A lot of hard things. But Belux loves her. Kind of in the sense, that same sense that Joseph loved you. That Joseph loved you enough to take care of another man's child. And Belux is this kind of a man. Belux is the kind of a man who could adopt a child and be a loving parent. Belux has this Joseph spirit about him. Guide us to the truth, Mother Mary. Guide us to the truth of this. Number 9. This is number 9, Tef. So you chose the letter Tef. And if we look at the tree of life, here on the Zohar and the tree of life, you are in between beauty and wisdom. Beauty and wisdom. You chose this energy that swings in between beauty and wisdom. Your soul is beautiful, but you are also wise. Beauty and wisdom. And so this is the message here. The essence of the letter Teth is internal cleansing and purification. Teth helps to stand bravely in difficulties. It encourages you to engage in giving so you grow spiritually, to open the channel for abundance and achieve material success, or if in this sense, parental success. Teth teaches you to infuse spirit into deep darkness of matter, to see goodness in everything, to be optimistic, to subdue selfishness, arrogance, and pride, and to listen to the needs of others. In cases where there is threat, danger, or fear, serious error, it will help to turn bad prospects into good outcomes and to cancel decrees. Good times for new beginnings and fulfillment of aspirations. Does that help you at all? Just for that number of Teth, that spirit, that energy there. The swinging between wisdom and beauty. The swinging between these two different spheres. Okay? I am doing well, Raul. I feel better now than I did 2 days ago. I mean, but I'm going to have a tooth pulled out in a week, and so it's going to take me probably 10 days to recover from that. It's one of my molars. I'm losing another molar. I'm not looking forward to that. Okay, all right. Let me just mix and match these cards up. I like this deck. There's no numbers on it, so it reads kind of like an oracle. It's a cross between an oracle and a tarot deck. So we're going to just give it a little shuffle. So you want to know, is there a future? Is there a future with this woman? Is there a future with this woman? I think, Mr. Lux, you need to really kind of spend some time contemplating Joseph. The whatever you can think about Joseph as the husband of Mary, of that spirit, and think of that Joseph, the father of Jesus, the earthly Jesus, whoever this Jesus was. I don't know who this Jesus, in that sense. Sub, if you like my content, like and sub. But think of in terms of that character and how that character may or may not apply to you. So Lux, I'm going to do a 3-card yes, no, and I want you to tell me when to stop shuffling. And you can choose where we stop the shuffle. And Mother Mary, is there a future here? Is there a future? Is this... Okay, right there, it stopped. Okay. So, it looks like there may not be a future with this woman at this juncture, but there's a lot of stuff that has gone on. And it may just be what I'm sensing here in this moment is, in this moment, it feels as though there is no future, but that does not mean there isn't a future. I don't want anybody to come around away from this when the cards come up with like a no. And I'm going to give you a story here. I'm going to give you a little story. And one of my mods, who has been I've known for, is probably like practically a neighbor. This was a year ago. She was asking the question about, will she be able to move in, and her husband have a place of their own? Well, the cards that I was reading came up no every single time she asked the question, but she's moved into a new story. She's moved into a new house, like last month. So the energy changed, and she got out of that situation. Maybe because when she asked that question, it was before the baby came. Now they have 2 children. So what I'm going to say, this is what I'm saying to you, Lux, is that right at this moment, in this moment, with this moment, is today and it's not tomorrow. It's today, it's not tomorrow. I want you to just think in terms of that. This is all about today and not tomorrow. Tomorrow, with this letter over here, it shows that there is a tomorrow in a new cycle. But these cards here speak of your isolation. They speak of this hopelessness, and they speak of this confusion. And that's kind of the energy that I get here around, will this person be your wife? At this exact moment, it doesn't look like that's going to happen, but that doesn't mean it's not going to happen. So, Lux, you need to look at your isolation. Why do you feel isolated? You feel like you're all alone in this relationship. Why do you feel hopeless? And what are the things that are causing you confusion? And and that may just be that a lack of communication. Maybe this is what she feels, is not necessarily what you feel. Because obviously you want to make a life with this person. So you have a sense of vision. You have that wisdom to proceed between the spheres of beauty and wisdom. But this other person may not feel that way at all. That there's confusion and they lost a baby, not knowing how to respond, not being in a good place mentally, and not knowing how to get out. Okay. Okay. So she has moved out. You've been together and it's on and off and on and off. You have waited for her to change, but she has not changed. Maybe that page 37 in Kal-Il Gibran, the prophet, also applies to you. No, you did not choose the page number. You did not, and it was chosen by another individual, but maybe this also applies to you, that you are dwelling in tombs made by the dead for the living. But if we take a look at page 9 in here, what does page 9 say? You chose the number 9 out of 22, but let's see what 9 says here. Let not the waves of the sea separate us now, and the years you have spent in our midst become a memory. You have walked among us a spirit, and your shadow has been a light upon our faces. Much have we loved you, but speechless was our love. With the veils has it been veiled? Yet now it cries aloud unto you, and would stand revealed before you. And has it been, and ever has it been, that love knows not its own depths until the hour of separation? And others came also and entreated him, but he answered them not. He only bent his head, and those who stood near saw his tears falling upon his breast, And he and people proceeded towards the great square before the temple, and there came out of the sanctuary a woman whose name was Almitra, and she was a seer. She was a seer. So what I see here is like, you have waited for her to commit your whole life. And love knows no separation. Love until the hour of separation. Boy, I know what that is like. And having talked about this last week, Lex, about having asked a woman to marry me and then it not working out, and she married an acquaintance, an old drinking buddy. Hmm. And she strings you along. I think that, I'm thinking, this is what I'm thinking, Lux. I'm thinking that some time by yourself. Okay, so you come and go, and you come and go. He comes over. I mean, it's just like old times. But then the next day, it goes back into a place of separation. And that whole thing on that page 37 about the tombs of your own making, I think that that really applies to you too in this situation. That your love is like a tomb. And trying to figure out why is your love like a tomb. Welcome, Nancy. In trying to figure this stuff out. So, Lux, I don't know, do you ever journal? I mean, for everybody there, that how that act of sitting in a quiet space with a pen, pencil, and paper, maybe you start out with, what the hell is going on? For me, when I was younger, it was me going to Mass, going into the sanctuary when there wasn't a Mass going on, after hours or whatever, sitting there. When I got home from work or whatever, I hadn't got home yet, but I went into the sanctuary. I sat down. I opened up my journal because this was a quiet place. I lived in a very large mega metropolitan city. Went into quiet places. Go into a quiet place. You open up your journal book. For me, it was, what am I feeling? And then start writing. because at that time in my life, I couldn't afford to go to, I didn't have medical insurance or anything. I couldn't afford to go to a therapist. Or I was too proud. I was too hung up on the whole concept. And they, oh, you go to a therapist, oh, you must be crazy. And then, of course, when I got older, it was, I have no, there's no shame about asking for help. Um, Asking for help is sometimes it's the thing you have to do. Sometimes you need a guide to help you, but sometimes you can't afford it because the money's just not there. You don't have insurance. You don't have access, because sometimes these things are expensive. And so when it is in that place of where it is expensive, then you have to rely upon your own self in people that you know. But you can sit there with that damn open journal. I'll be with you next too. I think you are coming up here soon. There's this Hat Peep. I don't know if this Hat Peep is still here, but I think I'm gonna skip Hat Peep and go to over here like that. Oh, you're there. Okay, so I'm not gonna skip you. All right, all right, Hat Peep. We'll go to you next, and then what's next? So the highest cost is your sanity. Yeah. Well, okay. The journaling, and I'm talking. I'm not just talking to you, but for for everybody who is hurting, and you're hurting inside. Writing that stuff down is the best thing you can do for yourself, and you may need to spend some time alone, Lux, because it looks like that's that separation, having some time in separation to figure things out. Figure out who it is that this sense of love, and has it been that love knows its own death until the hour of separation. So when you are spend some time alone, separated from her, you can figure out really what's going on here. And this on again, off again stuff that you've been at is not helping you any. What it's done is it's kept you in the darkness. It's kept you in a place where you're veiled in darkness. So in this sense, your journal is your almitra. Your journal, Lux, is your almitra. Paying attention to your emotions and trying to understand what do they mean, because a lot of times your emotions are a mirror of what is going on deep inside of you. And writing that stuff down is a pathway to figure this stuff out and to spend time by yourself. Right now you're separated. She's going her own way, you're going your own way. And that is so hard. You have a lot of work to do, Lux, and you are in a very hard place, and I am acknowledging that. And I want everybody here, everybody who's listening in here, just say some prayers for Lux. 16 years with a person is a long time, and for those 16 years for a relationship to end is a long time. Especially when the love is still there. Nancy, I'm thinking that I will get your question the next time. I will get you, please write your question down and I will get your question the next time. You're welcome. You're welcome, Lux. I'll try to come back on tomorrow. I'll try to come back on tomorrow, but tomorrow's a holiday, but yeah, I don't have I can come back on tomorrow night after that's when I'll come back next time. Unless I have a migraine headache or something like that. But Nancy, I'm gonna put you into the mix for tomorrow, and I'll start the reading out tomorrow with your question. But let's go to Hapip. Thank you, friends, here. And we're going to go to Hapip. Mother Mary. Hapip wants to know if Ivan wants to reconcile and reconnect and rekindle the relationship. Does Ivan want to reconcile, to reconnect the relationship? So Hapip, tell me when to stop shuffling. This is a 3-card. A 3-card, yes, no, maybe. Does Ivan want to reconnect? Does Ivan want to reconnect? Okay. Well, it sounds like you're going to stay disconnected for a while. What we got here is like, this is a no with a question mark by it. And what sits behind this no is, 1, there is self-expression, and 2, there is a lack of foundation. So there's no foundation here for a connection. And so you have um, unhappiness or a lack of vision. And then in here, I think it's what I'm seeing with this Three of Swords. What I'm seeing with this is about the connection. We're kind of reading the connection. I'm kind of reading. Maybe I'm reading him. So there is a sense of there's pain here. So does Ivan want to reconnect? Ivan has a sense of there's pain here. There's a sense of unhappiness. And then there's a sense that there's no vision. So this is what I'm getting here. Does he want to reconnect with you? He may not. He most likely doesn't want to reconnect with you at this particular time. Are you connecting to him? Are you reaching out to Ivan to get back together? Are you making moves like you want to get back together with him? Do you want to reconcile? And you're next who it. Um, so I don't know. I know this is this what you wanted to hear? Is this what you wanted to hear, Hapip? Okay. Well, Hapip, then maybe you just need to move on. Move on to the next person. Be strong. And be strong, be independent, and just be like this queen. With your cat and your sunflower, be a sunny person. And forget Ivan. And go on, move on. Yeah, well, it's just kind of stringing you along. Just like you deserve to not be strung along. You know, this is you, Hapip. You got your cats, you got your sunny disposition, you have your charisma, your strength. And just go out there. Go dancing. Learn how to dance. Like ballroom dancing, square dancing, contra dance, folk dancing. You know, go out there and be in the sun. Spend time like Mary Magdalene here, or this Mary Magdalene. In this queenly energy here, become yourself again. Dance in the sun. Dancing is always good for everybody you got out there. There is no better healing thing for you than. You're welcome. Thank you for hanging out here. Thank you for hanging out and but for all of you guys out there, I live along. I care you for my mom, and my mother's 86, and our budgets are so super tight. So it's a lot of the things that I used to do I don't do anymore, like contra dancing and folk dancing and things like that. Or nor do I go out and other than the job that I do for my mother, I don't have an income or a job, no social life other than this. But there was a time that I did a lot of dancing, and dancing, like social dancing, like contra dance, square dance, ballroom dance, waltzing, those type of activities that get you out. You're not on the internet, you're not on your phones, you're not on social media. Now, not everybody's into that. Some people are into sports. And so maybe at that point in time, you go join a bowling league, or you do some kind of a thing like that where you are in a group of people where you are with a mixed gender. So I don't know, whatever your object of your romantic interest is there, present, in a place where you can socialize and you can talk, doing some kind of an activity that's not like that you're doing something together. That's why they call it social dancing. That's why social dancing used to be a life skill that was taught in school, because that's where people met other people, and that's where you learned how to communicate with other people, and that's where you learned how to find you either found your mate at a dance, or you found your mate at church. Yeah. You know what, Happy? I would just leave it. I would just leave it. Hmm. I understand exactly what you feel, Lex. I felt that way too. So maybe, Lex, you should go dancing too. I don't know where you live. If you're in the if you are a man, contra dancing is like square dancing but more fun. And most cities have square dancing, and not all cities have contra dance. But if you are a man, and if you're a woman too, but you don't necessarily have to have a partner to show up to these dances. Whereas if you are doing ballroom dancing and you're a man, you got to know how to lead. And if you don't know how to lead, you're going to take lessons for a couple of years to learn how to lead. Whether it be you're taking the Latin dances, and if you are like me and you don't want to spend your time around alcohol, you'll be going to alcohol-free places and so forth. And but the things that you do things on your own, but too much on. But you also got to do stuff in. Hmm. I hear you there, Lux. I hear you there. I live out. The nearest contra dance for me is 50 miles away one way, and so yeah. So you can square dance, and you're from Kansas, okay? Did you know, Lux, that square dance came out of contra dance? Contra dance came first, and then square dance came in the United States is a dance form that it came out of contra dance, but they use the same moves in contra dance that there are in square dance. So yeah, and so contra dance requires lots of people, whereas square dance requires 8 people. Square dance requires 8 people, eight four couples, and where contra dance requires a lot of people to make it fun. So yeah. So let's go on to this guy Who Wit. We're gonna go to Who Wit, and then you've never heard of any square dance. Well, they're fun. They're super fun. They're super fun. The social dancing is for people who don't take themselves too seriously. They have a sense of humor about it, but some people take it really seriously, and then that's where it makes it kind of off-putting for people. When your dance partner tells you you suck, and it's like, well, that's not why you came to the dance. You came to the dance so you can have a good time and talk to people. You didn't come to the dance so that somebody can tell you you suck. Because you can get that when you go to work. you know, you can get that when you go to work, and so you want to go into an environment where people are going to have fun, and that's why I recommend contra dance. Because most of the people who show up to contra dances, they just want to have a good time, and yes, they're more forgiving of people who don't know how to dance, and especially because men have problems with when it comes to rhythm. But the beauty about this Lux and other men out there is that contra dance uses the fiddle, and most men, especially on continental United States, they are the beat of the fiddle flows through their veins. That's why you can do the waltz. And whereas when it's the 4/4 time, it's a little bit hard. And so when you think of like the dancing that may make you feel awkward, like you have to do this kind of emotion, and oh, I feel weird about this. I'm just gotta move with the music, and I don't like it. And so in that sense, this is where you have this fiddle music, and you have legitimate steps like the 1, 2, 3, and you have a very structured thing, and that structured thing is a safe environment for you to have a way that you're in your touch with another person, but it's within a distance, touch within a distance, and it's not too close. It can help with those. I mean, I'm sure if you're like Quaker, you're pretty well sunk. You're not going to be doing this if you're Quaker, but yeah. But you know what, Lux? It's not about the thing about. I'm going to just say this one other thing, and then we're going to go on to Who Wit. I'm going to answer Who Wit's question regardless of what we're looking at. Well, this is my experience with contra dance, is that the majority of the people who go to contra dance are going there to dance, and they're not going there to hook up. And when you go into an environment where you're going in there and you're just going there to do this activity, music, fiddle, music, and all that stuff, exercise, movement, it's conversation, and you go home. You've had a good time, and you didn't go there with the expectation to hook up with somebody else, because chances are the majority of the people you are dancing with are married, and their partner didn't come with them because their partner doesn't like to dance. Their partner went to a ball game, and whether that be male or female, it doesn't matter. Maybe their partner did something else. It doesn't matter. One person goes, and the partner stays home, and they go to this thing. They go to a dance, and they have a good time. They go home. Anyway, that's all I have. I'm not going to say anymore. For human connection, exactly, and that's what you need. And we all need this stuff. We all need this human connection, because that human connection that helps us to heal. And one of the things, one last thing I want to say about, I'm going to show you what contour dance is. Let's go see if I can do this without getting into any YouTube trouble. I'm going to just show for just a second here, maybe one of these shorts. I'm not going to do any sound because the sound will, this is contour dancing. Long lines. You dance with everybody. So yeah, and it's spinning around. There's lots of spinning around, and one of the things that can happen is when you are in a place of having a broken heart, being in that situation, you're doing this fast-paced stuff, and you're spinning and you're spinning and you're spinning around, you're getting dizzy, and that act of doing that roots you in the present, in the here and now. And when you do an activity like that, you could easily do it as like running, jogging, but not everybody's bodies can do running and jogging. And then when you do that activity, a physical activity that roots you into this present day, in this moment right now, you're not thinking about yesterday and you're not thinking about tomorrow. And when you are in this place of right now, this is when you can come into a place of wholeness and healing just for that moment. Just for that moment. And sometimes that's all the break that you need. Just to be you in that moment. Just to be you in that moment. Okay? All right, I'm going to move on to this. I don't know if Who You Wit is still here. And there's some issues with a neighbor. And they don't know what's going on. Are they truthful? Are they lying? Is it all in the mind? Is it all illusion? So let's just see what we can find. I think this is a what's the vibe thing. I think this is what's going on. Let's go for Who It. I don't know if Who It. They probably got tired of waiting. Okay, Mother Mary, Who You With is asking about this situation. They don't really know what's going on. Help us to find out what's going on. Oh, you're still here. Great. Great. I'm glad you're still here, that you're hanging out. Well, let's try to find out what is going on in this situation. What's going on? You guys are just wonderful. I'm so glad that you guys are still here. But so often, because this is like the first time that people have actually still been here. They've asked their question, and they stuck around. They don't so this is like so unusual for me. I think that, because I know that I'm kind of slow. All right, why don't you tell me when to stop shuffling? Tell me when to stop shuffling, Who You With. We're just going to try to figure out what is the vibe going on in this situation. What's going on here? You just tell me when to stop shuffling. We had a card that just fell out. Oh, look, all these cards fell out. So there's like some protection stuff going on, a need for protection, a sense of hopelessness, loss, a sense of being trapped, stuck. So when you said you think that this might just all be in your head, so you don't really know what's going on. Are they lying? Are they truthful? I sometimes feel like that about family. Your very question, your very question who you will sometimes when you think of what's going on, I sometimes feel that about family, interacting with family. Are they like truthful? Are they lying? And I never quite figure it out. But I have a sense that what I'm getting here is that you need some protection here. And you feel like you need to be protected from something. With whatever's going on with these folks, that you need some protection. Some shady business. So I'm guessing you what I'm guessing here is what I'm thinking here is that if you continue on in this situation, if you continue on in this situation as you are doing right now, you're going to continue to feel like this. This is how you're going to continue to feel who you with. Who you with. This is what you're going to continue. If you do not do anything, this is where you're going to stay. And this feeling of where you're going to stay is going to lead you in a sense of just hopelessness. Because you're not going to get anything for them. You're not going to get anything either way. You're going to still be trapped in this place of, are they lying to me? Are they being up and honest? Is this what's going on? And in the sense that you don't know because you can't read them. In the sense of being trapped. So you gotta be on the watch here because you may have to file a restraining order against these people. You may have to have some kind of a confrontation here because I think that you got to protect yourself against these people because I don't think these people are on the up and up. I'm thinking that with this thing and I don't think that I would trust anything that these people say until they can give you I don't know that I'm getting that kind of information. What I'm just getting is that whatever this situation is that that I don't know. I don't know. What I'm saying here is that until if you haven't talked to them, you don't know. Maybe you talk to them and you get this sense of like you get this sense that you don't know what's going on. You feel worse off after you talk to them. You have to protect yourself. Is there a way to avoid? Okay. Can you rephrase the question, please? Can you make it like less vague? Can you rephrase the question in a way that is less vague, please? You want to know if there's somebody that's out to get you. Is that what I'm guessing? Okay, I got open-ended cards. Instead of looking for a random card, why don't you choose a card between 0 and 38? Give me a number between 0 and 38, please. 11. Okay. So 11. So in this, you are seeking justice. You're seeking justice. You're seeking for hidden things to be revealed, to be able to weigh the evidence against each other. What is the evidence here? So when you think about this situation, try to write down those things that are of the evidence about your neighbor. Is it this person? Is it that person? Who is it that's out to get you? Who is it that's lying to you? A key, an ink. We have the heart and we have the moon. So we're looking at the word shoe. So she's your neighbor, but he's your boyfriend, and when he shows up, when she shows up and he looks, so we have this sense of a woman, Lily. So we have this woman, the Lily, in the situation. Hmm. Hmm. without actually talking and asking things, there's really no way to know. You don't know why, and you want to know why. Ink, key, shoe, but this person here, Lily, has spoiled the whole thing. She's your neighbor, but he's my boyfriend, and whenever he shows up, she shows up. Okay, I got you. Hmm. Hmm. They probably got a thing for each other. Okay, I got you. Hmm. I think I understand what you're talking about here, because it's kind of Joe and Deborah. What is going on between Joe and Deborah? Ask your question, Nancy, and I'll get you the next time. It's 3:30 in the morning. I need to wrap this thing up. I got one more after this. Hmm. I think when my original thing here is that you need to protect yourself in this situation, because there's a sense that of you saying that there's a lot of lying that's going on, a lot of untruthfulness. It's almost like my thought is like there's like something going on between these two people. Okay, so it's 6:30 there. It's yeah, I've been awake for a while. It's 3:30 here. So you've been up all night too. I think this is the thing is you gotta. Okay, 12:30 there. Okay. And this thing, this card shows that you really need to protect yourself. And I don't know if this is probably not this This is just as confusing. You're being, maybe it's all in your head, but and that's kind of what you think, but there's this sense of a discomfort that you read in this situation, and your mind is going nuts. And you're over analyzing, you're thinking these things. You don't want to think or assume. All right. They got a thing together. This Joe and Deborah, are they do they got a thing going on? They got a thing going on? Looks like they may have a thing going on. But then there's a point that they may not. So what I'm getting here is that Joe, this other guy might just be an infatuation. There's like has a crush. It might be a situation where it's like, yes, you two are together, but this other person is there, and there's a crush going on, or there's an infatuation going on, and they're not ready to commit to anything. So you're Deborah. Okay. I was just thinking in terms of these other people. So maybe it's all very confusing here. You don't want to overthink or overthink. It just seems like there's, yeah, like you think there's something going on. Can I give you anything more definitive? I don't think so. I don't know. I just say, be careful. Be careful and protect yourself. Well, I don't. I don't know what good 6 cards you're gonna do. So, Deborah, I got your name right. You're Deborah. So it was all very. There's imbalances here. There's no. You're on a shaky ground. This whole thing is that of a shaky foundation, shaky ground. There's unexpected things are going on, and there's a bunch of immaturity. I know it's not giving you the answer you want. You want an answer, and I don't think I can give you the answer you're looking for. What is it that you are seeking? What are you seeking here? What answer are you seeking from this situation? You want to know if this is in your head. What I sensed from it in the first sense was that you need to watch out. It's not a. It doesn't seem like it's a great thing. It's not a great situation going on here. So what these cards are telling me is that the cards are telling me, and just in this moment, is that there's no foundation. You're not standing you're not standing on firm ground here. The whole thing is out of balance. It's out of whack. So we have over here, we have the Justice card where you chose that number. You wanted that sense of that number. You're looking for justice, but it's not in balance. It's out of balance. There's a power imbalance here. And you have this three-way situation going on here. So like there's a third rail in it. And there's a bunch of immaturity here. So we have the Fool in reverse. It's like a lack of trust, immaturity. It says you need to watch out. Watch out. Watch out. Protect yourself. And there's some unexpected things, the financial situation or this situation of the body. It's unstable. It's out of balance. And then there's a sense of this thing of the poor, they're not handling the situation properly. So you sense that there's something going on, and you're being shut out. You don't know why. And so, and you ask the question, is there something going on, or is this all in your head? What I'm getting from just in this moment, that's what I'm getting. So it's kind of like the same. There's the other cards before of the need for protection. You need to protect yourself. Because something is going on. What exactly is going on, I'm not so sure. Can I say that? But then maybe something good will come out of this in the end. Maybe what will come out of this is a new relationship for you. Maybe this one you got to kiss it goodbye. Walk on. Because it just sounds, I don't know. I mean, the whole thing just seems kind of fishy. Maybe on a level here that there is some money things that are going on. Maybe this other person They're seeking something that people don't have. Eight. 28 plus 6. 28. 29, 30, 31, 32, 34, 7. It's funny, all these cards here add up numerically to this who wit, that it's like something new is on the horizon. But with this, it's something creative, something expressive. And with this need to withdraw into isolation. In one level, it's being isolated there. I don't know that I can really give you anything else. I wish I was a better psychic, though. Maybe if I was a better psychic like some other people that I know. But it kind of just keeps going back to that sense that you need to protect yourself here. You know what? I will get to you. I'm just going to move on to you because you're the next person here. And then for Nancy, I'll get Nancy the next time. I apologize to who wit, because I just feel like I was very inadequate in answering the question, because I don't feel like, I don't know. Let's take Nancy's question, and I want to write that down. It's here someplace. You can change your question, yeah. Yeah, go ahead. What is just restate your question. It's like one of those questions where you get caught. So you want to know if okay. Crystal Nines, welcome. So are you asking the question, is you give love out and you want to know if it will ever come back to you? Am I understanding the question right? So can I put it, can I try to, I want to simplify it a little bit better. Will I get back the love that I give out? I'm getting tired. Okay, I'll just do it that. Will I get the love that I give out? Will Are you like asking? Are you? Will I always be empty? You feel empty from love. You give love, but in the end, you just feel empty because you've emptied yourself out. Empty from love and care. Will you ever be filled? Will you be filled with love from other people? Okay. No one ever fills your cup. Do you fill your cup? Do you ever fill your own cup up? Where's the other one at? The top. I'm missing a tool. Where's the other tool? Oh, it's all fallen over. You don't know how. Because you have to learn how to love yourself. Okay? Alright. It's a different kind of question here. To fill your own cup. So it's kind of in a situation. I think I understand what you're talking about. Okay. Let's see, which one was it? I know I'm thinking of one here. I think it was number 77. Let me just see if this one applies to you. It was 77, right? And this may not be that one. It might be. I guess I needed my other one. I need to go to the bathroom. That was one of them. Let's see what 70 is. Yeah, it's this one here. So number 70 in the Gospel of Thomas, if you bring forth what within yourself, that which you have will save you, and if you don't, so essentially what you're in a position is that you're in a place of lack, and we're all in a place of lack, but in the sense that you give and you give and you give, and you don't get anything in return. You don't feel as though you get anything in return, and because of that sense of that, you feel as though you are being destroyed within. In this sense of being in that, and I get this in if you bring forth that which is within yourself, that which you will have will save you. So you seek love, you give of yourself, but nothing comes back. And in this sense, you feel as though you're being completely destroyed by it. But then over here, it's all there. It's all there. So you have this within you. So how can you feel this way? Okay. I have not used this other oracle. Let's see let's get a page number and see what we get. You have to remember that you matter. Okay. Whole thing moves around. I have a hard time seeing what the... I think it's there, 3. Is that right? Is that where my 0 point was? Yeah. That was what the 0 point was. I'm probably getting too tired to do this. I'm using in this oracle, will I ever be fulfilled with love? I give love out, but nobody ever returns it. Will I ever experience this? Yes, bibliomancy. This is bibliomancy. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm using a missile 318, going to page 318. I use the top to get a page number. Crystal 9s, thank you. And we were thinking of being cups and being filled. And we are into a sense of Holy Thursday. I'll just read the page. So, blessed. I'll read it over here, and then we'll see what pops out. Maybe something different will pop out for you than what pops out for me. But just the fact that it comes from Holy Thursday, the cup of the covenant of the blood, and what happens next? What happens next is Good Friday. What happens on, and that's when, and then there's Holy Saturday, the resurrection. After supper, he took the cup, saying, "This is the cup of a new covenant in my blood. Do this Whenever you drink it in remembrance of me, every time you will eat this bread and drink this cup, you will proclaim the death of the Lord until he comes again. You can't love one another as I have loved you. How do you fill your cup? You love one another without expectation that your cup will be filled. And that's where you're at. You love, but will your cup of love ever be filled up? Will you experience that yourself? And then what happens on Holy Thursday is that that cup spills out onto the ground. The cup of love spills out all over the ground. And the source of the love is killed, dead. You express yourself through your love, but you... So how do most of the holy books or whatever say about how within the Christian tradition, I'm sorry, I'm very tired. I'm very tired. I apologize. You as yourself here. And in the sense that there's this I am up in the sky. I am, which is I am. And I am has this ability to love being an action, love being a giving thing. Some people give of themselves their entire lives and they never get back. But maybe because you give and you feel empty afterwards, is the expectation that you are supposed to get something back. What happens if you change your expectations? Split a piece of wood and there I am. The kingdom of God is within you. It's all there within you. but what you experience is emptiness, giving of yourself. But you don't give to you. You have this sense of the love of God, the love of neighbor, and the love of self. And the part that you're not doing is you're not loving yourself. You're loving God, you're loving your neighbor, but you're not loving yourself. Did I get that right? Blessed 808. You love everybody but yourself. So you need to learn how to love yourself. That's what this is. So will you ever be filled with love? Well, you have to learn how to love yourself. Maybe you look in the mirror and you say, I am a beautiful person. Maybe you've seen this on maybe a Saturday Night Live skit or something like that. To give yourself some space to be you, to be able to express you, not expressing what other people want you to be. So we have this sense of this cup which is you. And it gets filled. It gets filled with this wine, this elixir of the gods. Instead of somebody else drinking that elixir in, you have to drink in your own love and bring your own love within you. There are two aspects of love. There's love as an action, and there's a love as something that is, that just is. When you came into this world, that's the experience that your parents had, that you, for at least for a moment, this beautiful thing came into the world. You. A sense of being in love and being love. Because you were made of love. You were made of the love of your parents. Your ancestors. In your genes are all of them expressed within you. In learning to love yourself, what do you like to do? That's where I come with that thing with learning how to dance. Dancing is fun. The music, the touch, the structured activity. And then if you're in a situation where 70% of the people are married to other people or partnered up to other people, there's very little pressure that somebody there is going to want to hook up with you. Or you could be like many of those people that I danced with that wore a button that says, I'm not a hookup, I'm just here to dance. And that you can learn, you need to learn who you are. And throughout your life, you've been trained that you give, and you give, but you don't get back. Will you ever get back? Yes, you will get back. But sometimes the person who gives you love back is yourself. Welcome, welcome. You feel satisfied? All right. You were my last. Blessed. Sometimes it takes a long time. It takes a long time to learn this stuff. But it's, okay, what do you like to do? Do you like to paint? Do you like to draw? You got, I gave out that advice to journal. You need to do that. Not just you, everybody needs to do that. Well, I'm actually ending this reading until the next time. I'm pretty exhausted. If I stay up too much later, I'm gonna be ill tomorrow. But I apologize. So this is still part of Blessed, but it's for everybody here. Let's just have a message from Mother Mary. But since you've gotten your 5 children, and so you have this, yeah. Well, my sister, who's like 60, yeah, she gives and gives of herself. Where she gets back is through dogs. She gets her love back through dogs. Thank you, Krista Nines. We'll have a message from Mother Mary. I know that I've missed some people, and I really feel sorry about the one fellow that they left unsatisfied. Who you wit? I feel like I was not able to answer their question at all. But then part of me wonders if it wasn't like a gotcha question, like there was no way to answer the question. Okay, this one popped out a couple times. And so this is for you, Blessed, but it could be for all of us. In a sense that needing to be hugged, needing to be held. And what does it say here? Our Lady of Comfort, even though you may not see me, I am holding your hand. Even though you may not hear me, I am speaking through your heart. I am never far away from you. I am by your side with love, guidance, and protection always. You are my own. I could not bear to be apart from you. Receive my message of comfort and peace, and all shall be well. So this is for you, that you may not see that there's somebody who is hugging you, but there is somebody who is hugging you always. Pearl James. Pearl, welcome. Welcome back. You're welcome. I'm glad that you got something out of this. I don't know. I mean, Bren, I will just go through all the people. Can I get you a reading the next time? See, did Nancy ask her question? I don't know if Nancy asked her question. Why don't you state your question and I'll get you the next time. Tomorrow, if I don't, if tomorrow or the next day. So, let's see if Nancy left a question. I don't know if she did or not. I think that it's probably the same question as before. Okay, so let me write down her question. So this is for the next one. Okay. Another one of these convoluted questions that I don't know if I can answer. My ex-employer wife is jealous and argument of his attraction towards my daughter. Cause arguments of his attraction towards my daughter? I don't. How old is your daughter? It sounds kind of like an unhealthy situation here. Okay. There's someone else that I missed here. It's like I did a lot of questions here. I want to thank everybody for asking questions. I really feel sorry about who you would, because I don't think I answered the questions at all. I guess I should have mentioned that I don't read spreads. I don't do spreads. So Kristen Nines, let me get your handle in there at CRISTALNINES. Okay. So Kristen Nines, what is your question? Oh, Pearl. And Pearl, And Pearl, what is your question? PARJAMESSARA 9921. Do you have a Pearl? Do you have a specific question, or are you just looking for a general reading? Maybe a general. So, Krista, are you still there? If you're still there, Krista, okay, can you give me a page? I want to use bibliomancy on you here. I want you to choose a number between Choose a number between 3 and 104. Give me a number between 3 and 104, Crystal. 3 and 104. A number between 3 and 104. 98. Okay. All right. Pearl, are you still here, Pearl? Are you still here, Pearl, or have you moved on? Pearl, if you're still here, I want a number between 3 and 104. And I'm going to write, we're looking at what... Okay. So, Krista, all right. I'm going to wrap this up. I'm very tired. I'm sorry. I really apologize to who you wit that I know that my answer was not satisfactory. A step along the way. Maybe it's... Okay, what do we got? Let's come down here. For everybody who in this, the God of inspiration sent the mind and its powers to find truth. He saw the light of the God of fire and spread it over the earth. By the grace of God, Savitri, our mind is one with him, and we strive with all our power for light. Savitri gives life to our souls. It's funny, I smell perfume. I smell perfume here. It's weird. Where would the perfume smell come from? Is it like, am I being visited by something that's perfume? That's odd. Is it this candle? No, it's not the candle. Something else is giving a perfume smell. Weird. I used to smell perfume amber which was one of my ex. Gives life to our souls, and then they shine in great light. He makes our mind and its powers one, and leads our thoughts to heaven. The seers of God, who sees all, keep their mind and their thoughts in oneness. They sing the glory of God, Savitri, who has given every man his work. I sing the songs of olden times with adoration. May my own songs follow the path of the sun, and let all the children of immortality hear me, even those who are the highest heaven, where the fire of the Spirit burns, where the wind of the Spirit blows, where the soma wine of the Spirit overflows. There is a new soul. There a new soul is born, inspired by Savitri. Let us find joy in the prayers of olden times. It's funny, this soma wine, that's something I ran across that in some other, they think that it was like a hallucinogenic. Interesting. I just ran across that just purely by random. All right, well, that's from Upanishads. All right, I know that there's a very unorthodox readings here. And I really apologize to who you with, because I know that you left frustrated. It was very frustrating to you. All right. Good night. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Kristen Nines. Thank you, CK Blessed. Thank you, Pearl. Thank you, Oasis. There's so many people today. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody, for pushing the like button, for pushing the sub button, for hanging out here with me for these past 3 and almost 4 hours. And I'll be back another time. Bye-bye. Soma wine is spiritual nectar. Yes. Spiritual nectar. So, spiritual nectar. So, yeah, I gotta go. It's almost, I gotta get to sleep. Bye-bye. And we'll see you the next time.